Ever opened your phone to check just one thing, and 45 minutes later, you're knee-deep in cat memes, drama clips, and completely forgot why you even opened the app? Yeah, you're not lazy, you're just being programmed. We've been told, just use social media in moderation. But let's be honest, does anyone really do that? We're trying to stay mindful while billion-dollar platforms are working 24/7 to steal our attention. Here's the twist. The scroll isn't evil, it's just untamed. What if, instead of trying to escape it, you could flip it? What if your scroll could actually help you grow, focus, and become who you're trying to become? According to a 2022 study published in Nature Communications, our brains form new habits in as little as 3 days of repeated exposure, especially when dopamine is involved. The content you engage with today becomes your autopilot behavior tomorrow. In this video, I'll break down how your scroll is shaping your brain without your permission, how to hijack that process for your benefit, and a few practical steps to build a better you without deleting your apps. So what's actually happening? Let me paint a picture. Imagine your brain is a sponge, and every piece of content you scroll through is either clean, nourishing water, or polluted sludge. Now imagine soaking in that for hours every single day. No wonder you feel foggy, distracted, anxious. The sponge is full, but not with what you wanted. It's filled with whatever the algorithm could throw at you fast enough to keep you hooked. You see, scrolling doesn't feel like it's doing anything. It feels passive, like background noise. But here's the catch. Your brain doesn't have a background mode. Everything you watch, read, and hear gets filed somewhere in your mental library, even the junk. And it's not just memory, it's wiring. In neuroscience, we call it neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change itself. And just like lifting weights builds muscle, repeated scrolling builds habits, some of which aren't just useless, they're toxic. That's the real danger. Not that you scroll, but that the scroll is silently shaping who you are becoming. So the question becomes, how do we start shaping it back? Think of your scroll like a river. If you're not steering the boat, you're going wherever the current takes you, no matter how rocky or irrelevant the path becomes. But here's the good news. You can paddle, you can redirect the flow. Here's how. Step 1, curate like a creator, not a consumer. Most people consume content like junk food, whatever's fastest, flashiest, easiest. But creators, they choose their ingredients. So before you even open the app, ask yourself, what do I want to feed my mind today? Want more confidence? Search for videos on self-belief, body language, overcoming fear. Want more peace? Engage with content on mindfulness, journaling, slow living. And when you find the good stuff, don't just watch, like, save, comment, share. Tell the algorithm, yes, more of this. Your engagement is your remote control. Step 2, audit and remove toxic content. We all have that one page we follow just to see the drama. But what starts as curiosity becomes a loop, and soon you're emotionally reacting to content that has nothing to do with your goals. Think of it this way. You wouldn't let someone scream negativity at you for 2 hours a day in real life. So why let that energy inside your mind through your feed? Start pruning, tap not interested on content that triggers anxiety, rage, or comparison. Unfollow pages that no longer align with who you want to become. Mute toxic trends, even if they're popular. You're not being rude, you're being ruthless with your peace. Step 3, use time blocks and micro-intentions. The biggest lie? I'll just check one thing. The scroll is sticky, so create clean cuts. Use time blocks, 15 or 30 minutes max. Even better, pair each block with a micro-intention. Example, for the next 15 minutes, I'm only consuming content that makes me feel inspired, calm, or curious. When you scroll with purpose, your brain stops floating and starts flying. Step 4, inject human touch content. This one is underrated. The scroll is full of people pretending to be perfect. That's exhausting. It makes you question yourself. So actively seek content that's real, vulnerable, honest. Follow creators who talk about struggle, growth, healing. People who remind you you're not broken, you're becoming. Your feed should feel like a support group, not a highlight reel. These techniques can absolutely flip your experience. But if you don't understand the why behind the scroll, the real purpose, it's easy to fall back into the trap. Why this actually matters? Let's zoom out. Every time you scroll, you're feeding something. Your fears, your potential, or your indifference. And over time, those tiny seeds grow into identity. Are you feeding doubt or belief? Noise or clarity? Comparison or curiosity? Here's the part no one talks about. The algorithm is just a mirror, but your mirror becomes your map. What you see every day becomes what you chase. So if your scroll is filled with drama, fantasy, and chaos, don't be surprised when your life starts reflecting that energy too. But if your feed is filled with growth, self-love, discipline, healing, you start rising to meet it. Your scroll doesn't just entertain you, it educates, elevates, or erodes you. There is no neutral. And this is bigger than just digital hygiene. It's about reclaiming your mindset, your attention, your life. So ask yourself again, what kind of person is your scroll building? Let's recap. Your scroll isn't random. It's training your brain. You can flip the algorithm by being intentional with what you engage with. And if you treat your scroll like a tool, not a toy, you gain control over your time, your mind, and your future. No more aimless doom scrolling. No more guilt after hours lost to the void. You now have a system to scroll with purpose and become better with every tap. If this video opened your eyes even a little, don't just scroll past it. Comment, "I'm flipping the scroll" if you're ready to take back control. Hit subscribe for more real human strategies to help you grow in this digital age. And remember, the scroll doesn't control you unless you let it. Let's flip it together.